All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to dive deep into the stylus functionality of the TCL Stylus 5G. So let's go ahead and get the stylus out. Before you do so, you can actually go up here. You can see you have notes, and then you also have where to go, Nebo for TCL. Any other note-taking application that you might prefer, you can go ahead and use that. So we're going to pop the stylus out here. It's kind of spring-loaded, and this also has a small magnet in there to push it back in. So these are options here. These are just the shortcuts. You don't have to go this way. You can just go ahead and go into notes, or you can go into Nebo for TCL. And so we're going to go ahead and create a new note. Let's go. That's a text note. Let's go to handwriting. And we can go ahead and create a new note. And when you go down here to the bottom right, you'll see options here. You can add an image to the background. You can actually change the background. And I'll do that in a second here. And then you can also use finger drawing. You can allow for your finger to draw on here. So I would suggest you add that right there. But we're going to go ahead and show you the backgrounds here. You can have one here like paper, basically, some notebook paper. And you also have the one for drawing here. So there's these are actually light colors down here where you can change it to your liking. That's like a mint green, just different variations of paper that you might get, might want to use. So then after you've chosen the way you want this to look, you have your eraser here where you can clear all, or you can not select clear all when something's on there and then just erase it with the pen. And then you have your colors here where you can choose, you can make any color you want pretty much to show as the color that you're writing with. And then you have three options here. So obviously you have calligraphy, and then you have a regular marker pen style, and then this is kind of a marker. So to give you some gist of how it looks, that's what the marker is going to look like. Then I can crank the thickness all the way up, and then that's what it's going to look like. It's really filling in. And you can go back down with the marker, and then you can see the difference. Now it does have pressure, so I can actually press harder within. I think that's really cool. And this is a competitor for anybody who uses a stylus. I mean, some people are going to say, oh, it doesn't compete with the S22 Ultra. It doesn't compete with the Note line or anything that Samsung offers. Well, I think you're being a little naive if you say that, because it's about options and value to consumer. So you can see the latency in this. And I say that because there's not much. Remember when the stylus on the S Pen and all that first dropped, it took its time to find its place. And so with this device, you're definitely getting a lot of bang for your buck for $250. It's almost surprising to know. I'm lightly brushing on it. It's not skipping like that. If I hold it down, it'll stay in one piece. But it's surprising to know that, this is the offering that they have for such a low price, man. So if you're a person who takes notes, I personally prefer calligraphy style pens. If you're a person who takes notes, now this is going to be a great device for you if you want to save money. So we'll talk about software performance and things like that in another video, and someone in this video. But if I use the eraser now and I do not hit clear all, I can just go in and erase parts of what I want. See? Yeah. And then I can also set the size of the eraser. So you can have it really big, or you can have it really small, depending on if you need to get into an area to just erase something really small. They're thinking of all of that. And then I want to clear all, clear all. So this is beneficial to you if you are a person taking notes that you want to write out. Some people like to write out their grocery lists. So, if I can say, okay, get milk, obviously eggs, cheese, bread. Let's see, we get some salmon. We need to get another case of water. We want to get some veggies. Make sure we get some veggies to test out the latency of this thing. It is actually really solid. And then once you have your things on your list, you can actually just when you freestyle like this, you can do what you want to do. You can create little boxes over here for each thing that you're buying. And you also can find templates as well, more than likely. And then if it's available, you can decide, okay, put a check. And if it's not available, you can put a red X. You can do anything you want. And really what I'm doing is I'm testing the latency of this device. It is actually really solid, folks. I was skeptical at first, like I said in the initial video. I'm not sold to the point where I'm going to tell you, oh, this is the best affordably priced input style device. Everybody keeps asking me about the should I compare it to the Motorola? Well, I've never used the Motorola, so I don't know. I can't tell you, but I can tell you that the Motorola costs more. Yeah, I think it's about $200 more. So right there, I'm showing you the latency and how there's not much latency with this device, and you're getting a lot of value here for that performance. And on top of that, you get all these shortcuts right here on top of this being a great utensil to write with. So I suggest if a person is into this type of thing, I think you're in for a treat, and you're going to say to yourself, I'm glad that I spent $250 instead of $1,500 or $1,800 or whatever these costs for your pricing, whatever you get it at. You're going to find that there's not much difference when it comes to how you handle things. Like you see, the menu is different here. Okay, great. So my favorite one obviously is Screen Write, and on this one it's called Doodle. So the latency is fairly good on this one right here. And let's go ahead and do a doodle on here. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm skipping, like, it's not actually skipping like that, but I just feel like, you know, you're going to be surprised at how much value you have with this device when you do get it. I don't have to try to sell you on it. I'd rather just show it to you so you can see exactly what their iteration of a stylus input is going to be. So it's up to you to determine whether or not you want to grab this or not. But folks, for $250, it's kind of a no-brainer to me for a person who wants a big screen device that has a pen input. Or now, before I get out of here, software. It performs very well for it to be running the 700 5G for Dimensity from MediaTek. It's actually really solid, folks. I don't think you'll have a complaint about the way this one flows, and so far I haven't had any issues whatsoever while using it. But there's some advantages, man. You got a headphone jack, you got a nice loudspeaker on here, and I think TCL might be on to something. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed a look at the stylus on the TCL Stylus 5G. Hope you enjoyed. Ask any questions down below.